next on Running, the program that showcases athletes in action.
I love rock and roll. Put another dime in the jukebox, baby. I love rock and roll. So come and take time and dance with me. I love rock and roll. Woo! That's it. Personal best.
That's what you can expect up ahead in Times Square. But first, there's the matter of 8 miles in Central Park in the NYC Half Marathon.
Lead vehicle, are you ready? On your mark.
Over 10,000 are ready, willing, and able to take on the sights and sounds of a big city on foot. A lap and a third of Central Park. Past the park side of the spectacular Metropolitan Museum of Art. The elite men's field is loaded. Suddenly, two of the favorites, Peter Kamei and Galen Rupp, tangle legs and both go down. A replay shows that the tight pack got just a little too tight. In any case, within a half mile, the pack had reformed. Now, to the heart of the course, down 7th Avenue, past a whirlwind of New York City icons. Only 2 days a year, this stretch is close to traffic. New Year's Eve, when the ball drops for all the world to see, and today, NYC Half Marathon Race Day. The elites warm up the course for the thousands to follow. With a few exceptions, these guys have not raced against each other before, so strategy is on the job training. 2009 ING New York City Marathon champion Meb Keflezighi lost contact with the lead pack early and is pulled by Alejandro Suarez of Mexico. Two other Americans, Jason Lemkul and Abdi Abdirahman, fight the headwind on 42nd Street coming off the Hudson River. Another pre-race favorite, Ryan Hall, simply is off his game today and is never a factor. Exiting Central Park, 7th Avenue begins to come to life. At the front of the women's field, Edna Kiplagat in the ponytail, and Caroline Rotich, with Kara Goucher and others a step back. Gebra Marian in the green, Rupp in the hat, and Mo Farah on the right with a mile to go. The chess game of when to go is on the table. Kiplagat on the far side, Rotich closer. Gebra Mariam goes first, but Mo Farah has the track racer speed and takes the win. The curtain is up in Times Square and the audience is on its feet. Kara Goucher closes to third, but Caroline Rotich breaks the tape with Kiplagat 8 seconds back. Almost a fourth of the field is running for a charity with a fundraising goal of $3.5 million. You are the star in this race. Runners from all 50 states and 68 countries are where the action is today, here in the center of the running universe. The ING New York City Marathon in November and this half split New York Roadrunners season nicely, both major destination events for dedicated runners. A 13.1 mile point-to-point with enough energy to get you through the rest of the week.
He did it!
Lots of "we did it" out on the course on their way to really doing it. The NYC Half Marathon, another chapter in the ever-expanding universe in this, the running capital of the world. An early morning for over 15,000 for a chance to run the city in New York Roadrunners NYC Half Marathon, 7th edition with a new course. The very deep international field includes 2 top American men in the front row. Dathan Ritzenhein of Nike, Oregon, and Meb Keflevsky of the New York Athletic Club and Skechers.
On your mark.
A start just below Tavern on the Green gets the 13.1 miler going. First, a lap of Central Park with its seemingly endless hills and turns. And there's always encouragement of sorts from those few not wearing race numbers. Almost immediately, Deriba Murga of Ethiopia and Peter Kirui of Kenya separate themselves from the field. Probably had something to do with their 4:29 per mile pace. The chasing pack is on a sub-1 hour half marathon pace, so this is by no means a stroll in the park. Kim Smith of New Zealand is in her accustomed place at the front. The defending ING New York City Marathon champion, Firewat Dado of Ethiopia, is happy to be pulled along at this record pace. 2012 Olympic marathoner Kara Goucher leads the chase pack, testing her fitness level for the London Games. Out of the park and down 7th Avenue. Kirui weaves to shake the drafting Murga, to no avail. 7th Avenue is just waking up. And the alarm will really go off as the following thousands run the city. Times Square and then 42nd Street, a traffic-free rush hour. Smith and Dotto to the West Side Drive, well ahead of the chasers. The party on 7th has begun. The objective, the finish line at South Street Seaport. Not yet 8 a.m., and the festive mood is accelerating. In front of Chelsea Piers on the West Side Drive, the chasers can only watch as Kirui and Murga motor away. Kirui throws in a series of surges to soften the Ethiopian. Freedom Tower, eventually to reach 105 stories, looks to the clouds. Down here, it's street-level hard hats. The chasers out of the Battery Park Tunnel with the finish just up ahead. Kirui has track speed still left in those legs, and he uses it to open 9 seconds on the game Murga. Uptown, things are just warming up, and the neon never quits. Dado makes her move with the finish line in sight and gets home 8 seconds in front of Smith. The NYC Half is among the most popular on New York Roadrunner's schedule, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to feel the buzz of Times Square on foot. For the tail enders, what's the rush? The finish line will be there when you get there. The NYC Half Marathon. Run for life and run the city. The city has been alerted. The runners of the world are coming to town. From 50 states, Puerto Rico, and Washington, D.C., and 70 countries. 15,000 find their way in the pre-dawn hours to the staging area in Central Park for the NYC Half Marathon. Track superstar Bernard Kiplagat will run his first half. Next to him, Wilson Kipsang of Kenya, then Kim Smith of New Zealand. In the black cap, it's Dathan Ritzenhein, and next to him, it's Jason Hartman, both of the United States.
On your mark.
It's a full 6-mile loop of Central Park to get things started. Early on, everyone is frisky and trying to warm up. This is the 7th year of the half, and now one of the most popular on New York Roadrunners' schedule. The 15,000 fill the West Drive in Central Park, and their time will not begin until they cross the starting line. While there are dozens of nationalities represented in the field, runners speak the same language. Thousands in the field run for the charity of their choice. That helps when the miles get tough. About $4 million will be raised in this year's event. Jason Hartman in the red, 6-time All-American at the University of Oregon, mixes it up at the front. He's hoping for a breakthrough performance in this very elite field. Finally, a very welcome sunrise that will help you to warm up that pace. The hills in the north end of Central Park have only thinned the leading pack slightly. Once you're off the back of this pack, your podium opportunity is gone. Passing the starting line 28 minutes into the race, the leaders go by the field who have just now started. The streets of the city will be full of runners for a good part of the morning. Finally out of the confines of the park and into open country, 7th Avenue. With the lead woman a few minutes back. $100,000 in prize money keeps the pace hot. A surge here and there, and the pack slowly thins. Wilson Kipsang in the yellow moves to the front. Wilson has won the London Marathon and was 3rd in the Olympic Marathon. From 7th Avenue, the turn to 42nd Street. '11 NYC half winner Carolyn Rotich of Kenya is the first woman to take in the sights and sounds of 42nd Street. The chase pack includes Ludmila Kovalenko of the Ukraine, Lisa Stublik of Croatia, and Diane Naruki Johnson of Burundi on the far side. Up front, at about 10 miles, Dathan Ritzenhein in the black aggressively pushes the pace. A U.S. Olympian, he is among the most seasoned of American road racers. Wilson Kipsang slowly pulls the trigger, and only Ritz goes with him. The finish line is just past Freedom Tower, and this guy knows how to max his effort. He effortlessly strings out the field, completely in control. The field now has cleared the park and can take in the passion of 7th Avenue.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, NYC Half 2013, Wilson Kipsang!
After Kipsang, it's Daniel Mucci of Italy and Dathan Ritzenhein of the U.S. Lisa Stublik of Croatia and the New York Athletic Club pulls Caroline Rotich and Diane Nakuri Johnson. 2 miles to go. On the West Side Drive, you just keep running, and the elegant Freedom Tower doesn't seem to get any closer. You know it's still early in the day because there are no lines to get into the Carnegie Deli. In the NYC half, you just keep heading downtown. Rotich is the first into the Battery Park Tunnel. There's about a half mile to go to the finish near the South Street Seaport. More than halfway done in the half, so it's downhill from here. It's Rotich, Nakuri Johnson, and Stublik. Now, a short music tour of the heart and soul of the NYC Half Marathon course. The NYC Half Marathon. For charity, for fitness, for a chance to tour the city on foot. See you at the starting line next year.